The summer heat shimmered off the tarmac as Marcus knelt beside the silent jet engine, his shadow stretching long under the blazing sun. His overalls were torn at the knees, stained with grease that had been there for years. He had arrived at the small-town airport on his rusted bicycle, praying today he could find work. His rent was overdue, his fridge was empty, and his mother's medical bills were piling up faster than he could count. A few feet away, the sleek silver jet gleamed, a billionaire's pride, grounded by a sudden mechanical failure. Airport staff stood in a nervous huddle, muttering about delays and muss. From the plane's doorway, a striking woman in a navy suit, hair perfectly styled, heels clicking against the metal stairs, surveyed the scene with growing frustration. "No one can fix this in time?" she demanded. The head mechanic shrugged. "Not without specialized parts. And we're not touching it without full payment up front." Marcus wiped his brow, his heart pounding. He knew this engine. He'd studied its schematics for years in borrowed manuals. I, I can fix it," he said quietly. All eyes turned. No one believed him, except her. Marcus wasn't supposed to be there. He'd come to the airport hoping to get part-time work sweeping hangars. But when he heard the argument on the runway, something inside him stirred. The woman, later he'd learn her name was Evelyn Grant, heir to a billion-dollar tech empire, looked at him with a mix of curiosity and doubt. "You're not with the crew?" she asked. "No, ma'am," Marcus said, lowering his gaze. "But I've worked on engines like this before. If you give me a shot, I can get you airborne." The lead mechanic scoffed. "Lady, this guy's not certified for this kind of job. And if he messes up," Evelyn cut him off. "How long until my meeting in Chicago is irrelevant?" "2 hours," her assistant whispered. She glanced back at Marcus. "You've got 1 hour. If you fail, you walk away. Deal?" Marcus nodded, his hands already reaching for the tools. But most of what he needed wasn't there. No diagnostic computers, no specialized instruments, just a battered toolbox and his own memory. As he worked, sweat poured down his face. Every bolt he turned carried the weight of his mother's hospital bed, the eviction notice taped to his door, and the empty pantry waiting for him at home. Evelyn stood nearby, arms folded, watching. She saw the way his hands moved with precision, how he paused to listen to the engine as if it were speaking to him. Her assistant leaned over. "Ma'am, even if he gets it running, you can't risk flying without an inspection." But Evelyn didn't answer. She was too busy noticing the details. The holes in Marcus's boots, the frayed straps of his overalls, the quiet determination in his eyes. And then, just 40 minutes in, there was a low rumble. Marcus stepped back, wiping his hands. "Try it now." The engine roared to life, smooth and steady. The crew stared in disbelief. They could have just boarded the jet and left him standing there. But Evelyn didn't move. She walked toward him, her heels clicking on the tarmac. "Where did you learn to do that?" she asked. "My father," Marcus replied, eyes dropping. "He used to fix crop dusters until he passed. After that, I just read manuals. Tried to keep learning." "You're not certified?" He shook his head. "Couldn't afford it. Been trying to save up, but life's been a little rough." Evelyn glanced toward her jet. She had an empire waiting, shareholders expecting her in Chicago, and yet she found herself rooted in place. "How much do you make in a week?" she asked. Marcus laughed softly, almost bitterly. "If I'm lucky, maybe $200. Her eyes softened. In that moment, she wasn't just a billionaire. She was a woman seeing a man's fight for survival up close. She turned to her team. "We're delaying the flight." "Ma'am?" her assistant gasped. Evelyn looked back at Marcus. "I think I just found someone I can't let walk away." Marcus thought he misheard her, but Evelyn's voice was steady. "You saved my jet. You saved my meeting. And maybe you saved me from forgetting what matters." He frowned. "I didn't do it for a reward, ma'am." "That's why you deserve one." She stepped closer, ignoring the murmurs from her staff. "I'm not just offering you a job, Marcus. I'm offering you a place in my life. Someone who sees me, not just the money." The airport went silent. Even the distant hum of other planes seemed to fade. "Are you proposing something?" he asked cautiously. Her smile was warm. Yes, a partnership. In business, in life, whatever you're ready for. But I'm not letting you go back to scraping by when I can help you rise. For the first time in years, Marcus felt his throat tighten. No one had ever offered him a future. Not like this. Marcus didn't answer right away. He looked past her to the gleaming jet, then back to her eyes. Ma'am, Evelyn, I don't know if I fit in your world. Then we'll build a new one, she said simply. The deal was sealed not with a handshake, but with the quiet understanding between two people from different worlds who recognized the same hunger for something real. A week later, Marcus wasn't fixing engines for scraps. He was overseeing maintenance for her entire fleet, studying for his certifications, and slowly realizing that maybe, just maybe, life could change in an instant. And every time he saw Evelyn watching him work, there was the same look in her eyes as there had been on that runway. The look of someone who had found exactly what she didn't know she was looking for.